Dear Betsy, I just want to drop a note to say how much I enjoyed talking with you. To be honest, it is rare to have someone say, "Tell me your story," and actually be interested in it. Thank you. You have stirred lots of thoughts on my part. Sexuality and aging, two taboos for polite dinner conversation, and to combine them? Gasp. My mind keeps working. Please keep me abreast, no pun intended, on the progress of the documentary. Sincerely yours, Gail.
I was intrigued and challenged and thought this would be a good challenge for me.
Do we know who we are as mature women? Do we already know it? I'm not sure. But what I do know is that I am till today, and I'm 60, I'm still a sexual woman. Our sexual nature never ends. I think it doesn't end till we die. Maybe even in the beyond it doesn't really end. We don't know.
My erotic journey. It's kind of nice. I was afraid at first, but it was because I was putting too much on myself. I was afraid that I wouldn't be pleasing. You know, I didn't know. I didn't have a good self-image. I didn't know what I looked like. And when I got older, I went through the same thing. It's like, oh, I got these things now, you know, and is anybody going to find me attractive, you know? But then Facebook, they find me on Facebook. It's wonderful. There are these men who used to be in my life, and they find me again, and that's for me. That's a wonderful gift.
Like I'm not a Tinder. I don't swipe left or right on my vagina. My vagina is not into swiping. Okay, we opt out of swiping. My pussy's connected to my heart, and I'm bringing it out to you to light up the world. And so I think women after 50 have that magical quality if they're allowed, if we tell them that we can trust them with their own vagina.
So I go to the doctor and I tell her I'm having this issue. So she says to me, how often are you having sex? And I said, well, when he's in town, we have sex every day, almost, sometimes twice a day. So she looked at me and she said, honey, you're having too much sex for a woman your age. And I looked at her and I said, oh, well, can you show me the chart of how much normal sex is for a woman my age? She's like, well, it's after a certain point. I'm like, no, I don't know, and I was very upset. And I was upset that it was a woman who told me this.
A friend of mine, a colleague, was watching me one day, and he was like, you eat like you need to get really fucked well. And I was like, what are you talking about? How dare you? And he's like, yeah, I can make you ejaculate. I was like, that is ridiculous. Women don't ejaculate. He's like, well, let me show you. And I was like, okay, prove it. Yeah, as a favor to me, he made me ejaculate, and I fell in love. Now, I knew he wasn't in love with me. He was just doing, a service. And he wasn't a good lover. His penis didn't really work very well. He was of that age where it starts not being so hard anymore. But for a bit there, I was in love. I was like, anybody that could do that to me, it's got to be the one. Like, oh my God.
It's the 60s, it's free love, so why aren't you? What are you, a tease? And once again, it was for the pleasure of the male and at the males, and not, I think it took a very long time for women and me to claim, if we've ever really claimed, our own participation. And I mean, I think probably now more than ever before, but I think it took a very long time to say that sex was about both parties. And actually, as a female, it was about me.
Was just the reverse of what you would expect. I was the one who was very sexually alive and active, and he was 20 years older than I was. He was still fine, but he felt threatened by as much sex as I wanted and withdrew, and it's like we ended up in this routine where it was like once a week. And it became frustrating for me, actually, because of wanting to express the affection that I felt for him in a sexual way, which he controlled.
The well-wisher from the other group, you should come to my husband and ask, may I be a well-wisher to the wife? And wife also should agree. Otherwise it won't work. You know, it's not forcing. Okay.
So have you had well-wishers that your
Yeah.
husband has agreed to?
Wife also can choose, husband also can choose, no problem.
I've been married for 36 years. I got married at 20. Who does that? Right? Today, who does that? Who stays married for 36 years? I did.
50 wasn't bad at all. But between 50 and 52, I lost him between 50 and 52. He died when I was 52.
I don't want to take this to my box. I want to explore what it is to be a fully alive, erotic woman.
It was a sense of just really feeling this dried flower bloom just from a kiss. You know, I don't want to die and not get that again.
I was interested in falling in love with me. Yeah, that. And so I'm going to take a breath because that's just a really big thing to say. And I think that's something that most women, when they come to this place in their lives, is what they want. Is they want to be able to look in the mirror and love themselves.
I still feel like when I walk down the street, I still catch men's eye and they catch mine, and I still feel like, oh, I'm still cute. You know.
Because I'm not having much of a sex life right now. I wasn't sure what you were looking for.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you wanted some sexy older lady with a facelift who wanted to go out and find men, you know.